Hey, what's going on, tribe? It's Red again, just hitting you guys up with another video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. So guys, this is going to be one of them crazy Matrix talk videos about the Matrix and kind of how they try to distract you, should I say. So, and another thing is that we're actually in a simulation. As Morpheus said, I probably said it a few times anyway, but as Morpheus said, there are rules, and rules can be bent and some can be broken. This is a true fact. But what I was more getting at today is the Matrix, how everything in that, not everything, but the majority, there's a good majority of things in the Matrix, how it's designed, or how the puppet masters, should we say, have kind of designed it is that they'll do literally anything to make you they'll do anything that will take the attention off yourself, yeah? Because once you know oneself, you're basically unstoppable, right? So you see, they've been doing it since the dawn of time. Like literally, the news has been there forever, and like, is that mint? Sorry, gang. Yeah, they'll do literally anything to take your attention away from yourself. So, and they've been doing it from long time ago. So you see the tablets, the phones, the social media, even soaps on TV. Like literally, once you're conscious and step back, you see how literally everything is being, in a way, designed to take the attention away from yourself. And I think this is one reason why a lot of people struggle to kind of sit with themselves, and like, say for instance, once you be able to get comfortable sitting with yourself, that's when you find out who you truly are. But I'm not saying not a lot, but there's a good majority of people that can't sit with themselves, and in a way it's kind of what's it called, spiritual bypassing, in a way, if you want to call it that, because if you can't sit with yourself, then you're not fully processing stuff that you've been through, or stuff like suppressed shit. If you can't sit with yourself, and you've always got to be active, you've got to be going somewhere, you've got to be working constantly at the gym constantly, or with friends, or going out clubbing, and you can't be present with yourself, that's where the main healing is when you can be able to sit with yourself and to practice the art of detachment. So this is why I recommend meditating, because you learn a lot of skills. So when you learn to meditate, you don't have to listen. People think meditating, you got to be in a mountain for whatever, and listen, you can practice meditating for 5 to 10 minutes, and then once you get the grasp of it, you'll start learning certain techniques. So one thing that I've learned from meditating is, once you learn to meditate, you can basically observe your thoughts and not get attached to them, which is awesome in a way. But then sometimes you can, it's normal to slip up and get caught up in the monkey mind. But once you're aware of it, like if you've been practicing meditation, you'll be able to catch yourself more, because sometimes if you get like negative self-talk, yeah, you can talk yourself into some shit, right? But when you're conscious and you kind of understand meditating and understand oneself, you can learn to step back and just let the thoughts go through your mind without getting attached to them, because then once the thought starts going, then you'll get an emotion that will attach to that thought, and then that's when you start feeling a certain way, yeah? So, I don't know, I'm going a bit off track here. But yeah, about sitting with oneself. So that's why literally everything in the Matrix is basically somewhat designed to take the attention away from yourself, which is very noticeable, man. The more conscious you become, the more aware you are how things operate. So yeah, it's just funny. It's funny. Yeah, because literally, like, I don't know, the way I see the world totally different. When you become conscious, the world is actually your playground. You know, like you can manifest and have anything you want. Oh God, I swear, Dan. Like I was saying, there's rules. Some can be bent and some can be broken. But yeah, you can literally have anything you want. Like if you want a lot of money, money is just currency, and it's energy. So if you're thinking a lack mentality, that's what you're going to project into the external world. So you're going to have a lot of lack, if that makes sense. So yeah, your external world is a reflection of your internal world. So if your internal world is all chaotic and madness, then the external world's going to be all chaotic and madness, yeah? Which is, yeah, so this is why it's important to, that's why the Matrix is designed to make people take away, it's taking your power basically. Once you're looking outside of yourself, you're losing power basically, and certain things will harvest your energy as well. Oh yeah, I want some of that, some rosemary. Yeah, yeah, certain things are there to harvest your energy, because there's certain entities and beings that they live off of fear. We're connected to source, light workers, healers and stuff. We're connected to the divine, and there are entities that wanted to somewhat separate themselves from that. So they have to generate their life, their energy supply through fear-based things. That's why in the news you never hear nothing positive going on in the news, because it's fear-based, and there's a lot of people that watch the news. But yeah, literally nearly everything in the Matrix is designed to take that attention away from yourself, because once you know who you are, you're solid in who you are, so it doesn't matter. So, you know, some people may not know who they are and give in to peer pressure. Once you know who you are, you don't need to give in, because you know who you are, you're solid. So yeah, when certain things happen, you know that it's not you, if that makes sense, and you're not to blame. As long as you know you tried your best or whatever, then you're happy with that, because you know who you are. Because there's a lot of people, it's like I was saying before, when I was younger, I already had a decent understanding of myself, yeah? So when I was in the group or in among a lot of people, I'm still my own individual person. Some people, when they're in a group, they get lost in the group. So if everyone's doing something, they're all doing it, if that makes sense. Do you know what I'm saying? They become a part of that. But once you are conscious and know thyself, you can be a part of the group, but you're still you. You don't get lost in certain things, and you don't get you don't feel pressure from that peer pressure and stuff, if that makes sense, because you know who you are. And what else? Yeah, that's why it's so important. But it's not really looked upon in the West. It's kind of not frowned upon, but they don't like to everyone is trying to focus their attention on something else and not themselves. And even in school, for instance, the school system, they're not teaching you to be to be, yeah, this is funny. Look, this is what, like I was saying, the system, yeah, this is just a little sign. If you can see the road sign, it's like he's enslaved. So I'll take that as a little sign, yeah. So the system basically kind of just wants you enslaved, because in schools and stuff, they basically want you to work for the system. They're training you up to basically just work for the system, right? They're not teaching you life skills to help to fend for oneself and that. They are there to just make you a part of the system. They're not teaching you life skills, like how to pay bills, how to feed yourself and shit. Well, they get the little gist, but they're not teaching you how to become self-employed and be independent like that. They want you a part of the matrix to keep the matrix running. So, like I was saying, everything is kind of designed, again, to take the attention away from yourself. So yeah, it is so important to get in touch with yourself and to have alone time. Like I was saying before, a lot of people can't sit with themselves. So you can be alone and be in solitude, or you can be alone and be lonely. There's two differences. And most people, when they're alone, they are lonely. And it's alright to be lonely now and again or whatever, but if you're going through a period, you're going through a period of, I don't know, I'll call it like the universe isolating you from people and shit, yeah, it's important to tap into yourself. Like, yeah, look at your inner wounds, look at your healing, look at your journey, and question everything. Question everything in the matrix, even question the shit that I'm saying. I'm only telling you from my experiences, yeah, and my journey and where I've been and where I've come from, yeah. But always question shit, even my shit. Other YouTubers question it, because you want to be open-minded, man, as well. Like, you don't want to be rigid and logical thinking all the time. You want to be flexible, and yeah, you want to be flexible, man, because a lot of people will say something and people think it's for gospel, like the news. Like, a lot of older people say, they'll watch the news, oh yeah, no, this is happening. Dude, it's not happening, it's not real. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's projection and programming. And that's like another thing as well, with all this drill music shit. What's the saying? I think it's George Orwell. They fear a world of love because it's a world that they can't control. So that's why they don't try to promote good music, positive music, music that brings people together, love and all this shit with the music. It's the music that's just getting promoted these days is mainly drill music, which is talking about murdering another soul, or they got rappers on there just talking shit, and you're not even understanding what they're saying. Like, yeah. So, and if you're listening to that on a regular basis, that's just programming you to, and you're going to become that. Should I say? Yeah. But they're just trying to program you in any way they can, man. And it's just manipulation, isn't it? And if you have no kind of sense of self, then you'll be easy to be manipulated. You know what I'm saying? But the more you tap into yourself and know who you are, the more powerful you become. You know, when in the Bible they said we are expressions of God, that is because we are expressions of God. You are God-like. You are God. You're an expression of God. You're the universe experiencing itself, if that makes sense. So when they say everything is one, everything is one. But in the matrix, there's duality. So everyone views themselves as separate from each other, when in truth, this is not true. We are all connected and we're all whole. Well, not all whole, but yeah, we're trying to become whole by working on yourself and stuff. But yeah, that was only a little quick video about how the matrix is just trying to divert your attention from what's really important. And what's really important is you, yeah? Because no one is coming to save you, innit? That's what I'm saying. Like, people think Christ is coming and the new earth and all this other stuff. But all I'm going to say is that's an internal job, yeah? So once you raise your vibration and stuff, your internal world will change and then your external world will change, if that makes sense. But yeah. So yeah, just focus on thyself and yeah, you'll get there. The road's hard and long, and it's a marathon, not a race, a sprint, should I say? Yeah, it's a marathon. So yeah, just be kind to yourself and just take things slow, man, and be humble, man. Yeah, trust, because yeah, the journey humbles you along the way. Trust me, man. But yeah, anyway, peace, love, and light, tribe, and I'm gonna hit you up real soon.